So, welcome back to the channel, and I'm sure I should get in a better habit of this. But if you're enjoying these videos, please share and like and subscribe and all that, because it really will motivate me to keep doing it. And also comment. So, love great comments. So, okay, so I got a StarLAN hub. And when I bought this StarLAN hub, I was like, this is so exciting because I didn't think I'd be able to put together a 1Base5 network. And, but there's a problem. So this is the StarLAN hub, and it is a genuine StarLAN hub. Unfortunately, you see where it says StarLAN 10 network. So StarLAN 10 is not the same as StarLAN. So StarLAN 10 is like a pre-version of 10Base-T. So the 10Base-T standard came out around 1990 from the IEEE. There were several companies who made pre-standard versions of 10Base-T. I want to make sure I'm saying this right. And they sold them commercially, and they also promised that if the 10Base-T standard, at least some of them promised that if the 10Base-T standard changed before it was ratified, they would fix or they would retrofit their equipment to be compliant with the standard. People were kind of nervous about buying stuff that for which the standard wasn't finalized yet. Either way, this StarLAN 10 hub is one of those pre-standard 10Base-T compatible hubs, and it is not compatible with StarLAN 1. At least to the best of my knowledge, it's not. If it were to be backward compatible with StarLAN 1, that would introduce all sorts of buffer requirements. So that simply wouldn't work. So yeah. All right. So another thing I got. So that's kind of a fail. I mean, it's neat to have an old piece of equipment, and it may actually end up incorporating things, but it's really just going to be 10Base-T. Okay. Another thing I got. So I did research quite a bit of what was the actual proper 10Base5 cable, and this is a genuine cable. This was made by a company called Belden. They make cables, not surprisingly. This is the typical, very thick coaxial cable used for making 10Base5 networks. So I bought this raw. Obviously, it doesn't have any terminators on it, and I bought exactly, or actually slightly more than 2.5 meters. There is a standard way to connect transceivers to the cable, and you're only allowed to have exactly 2.5 or multiples of 2.5 meters of space between the transceivers. At least that's my understanding. And in fact, these cables were made specifically for 10Base5, and you can tell because there's a mark on there, and that mark is supposed to indicate where you can either put the vampire tap or cut the cable so that you're compliant with that 2.5 meter spacing. So this is about 2.6 meters of cable. The cable was, they sell it by the foot, and the cable was about $10 a foot. And the reason it's so hard and so expensive, so hard to get and so expensive to get, is that nobody's really making it anymore. And one of the people I think I posted on Reddit about looking for some of this old equipment, they said you're in a weird place now because if you're buying this sort of thing, you're either a collector and thus willing to spend a decent amount of money on it, or or it's part of a critical infrastructure thing and you absolutely need it and you'll spend any amount of money for it. So about 15 years ago, you could probably pick this stuff out of a dumpster for free, but now it costs money. So I've got this, and I got this one. I have another transceiver coming on the way, and I will update you as soon as I get it.